Um, yeah. Trial time. Not even in a party. I know you guys can hear me when I'm not in a party, but I prefer to be in one so I know if my mic gets unplugged, sound in the background, etc. October 18th, 10 a.m. Oh my god, it's 11:34 p.m. right now. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court's now in session for Mr. Will Powers. So I actually watched a little bit of my Halo 2 stream. I discovered that my partner in there is louder than me. More than like in my headsets or something, I don't even know. Prosecution's ready. Defense is ready. Very well. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Prosecution will show the court at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th. Defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio One at Global Studios. Impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. Evidence presented during trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I'd like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Can't we at least have some evidence? Oh. Yeah, gumshoe. Detective, if you would briefly describe the case to the court. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the guide map here. It's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This is for the employee area. Wow, I didn't know. Actors did a run-in of their action scenes during the morning. Main gate studios? I didn't know that. Security lady that works here was here at 1 on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past there are studios. Wow. Here is Studio 1. The scene of the murder, where the body was found. Wow, I didn't know that either. Now, on the day of the murder, there were only 3 people here. Jack Hammer, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All production staff were in the employee area until noon. The victim went to Studio 1. Right after 1, security lady got to guard station. Now jump ahead later at 5, production staff came to Studio 1 to perform rehearsal. Needless to say, rehearsal was cancelled. Okay, where's all the blood? Time of death was 2:30. Samurai spear found lodged into victim's chest was murder weapon. Again, where's all the blood? That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? No. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. That's a very sharp tip for, I'm not gonna finish that sentence because I can't complete it. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question, and that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Yay. Okay. This is actually enjoyable. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting witnesses to say their names. Yeah, White. Yeah. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Just call me Grandma. I really wish I didn't drink all of that at once, but at the same time, you're objecting? I object to the witnesses doing this. Objective sustained. Yes, we'll refrain from rambling on the stand. Just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Witness was stationed on the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. To get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then till 5. Murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2. Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Saw the defendant then. Very well, let's begin cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? The main reason I'm actually doing this is because I want to be able to watch something and play Apollo Justice. I'm not joking. I'm playing this because I want to play Apollo Justice. This has nothing to do with it, but I'm just saying this to get it out of my head. I'm on case 3, just like we are here. I think there's only 4 cases in Apollo Justice. The only problem is I'm never going to be able to get the rest of them. How many cases are in Apollo Justice? Yeah, there are 4, and prove that, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna have to use eBay to get the next 2 games, unless I need a new 3DS. Being I have a old one, I don't have a new 3DS XL, but a old style one for $10 from a friend. I'm not joking. I literally bought it for $10. Day of the murder, yeah. So, until the time, anyone who wanted could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. The main gate was locked. Need an employee key card to open. What the hell is the point of the security guard? Was there anyone at the studio when you arrived at the guard station? A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and Evil Magistrate. They got to the basics, figured it out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why Hammer was sent to Studio 1 in the afternoon. House was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Not a laid-back hero. There was a run-through in the morning. Why did you only get there at noon? What kind of errand? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching Hammer and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? What, are you supposed to be at this guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you, I walked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, always watch Hammer's run-throughs. That's kind of creepy. Never missed one in all my years. Want to see a Steel Samurai run-through, too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. There's one where I got out of the station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He's already gone to a studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then till 5. Now the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting. Oh wait, whoa. So you were watching there the whole time, no breaks, not even a second. Of course, I'm a professional, you know. Are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time, Snipperwapper. Snipperwapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time, very well. What did you see? How'd you know that? Oh, I have my ways, that overdressed young detective told me. That's not really your ways. Fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. You ask me, the detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. "2 o'clock, you're sure?" "Sure as spit." "Well, who was that man? Really, Ooh, I'm just realizing. Ah, damn it. Okay, that is right. Let me get this straight, old bag. Mrs. Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of New Old Tokyo. So, Oldbag, this is the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you your any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't! Well, I mean, I wonder. Edgeworth snapped. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness. Having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you didn't have proof that this person is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. Even Edgeworth is surprised. Prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. Didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Hear about your proof, then. Man in the photo. Never say anything. I don't mean mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Look at the picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he'd sprained and get his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. If I remember this right, it's the wrong way. Whippersnapper. I haven't even said anything yet. I'll have you know, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on straight and narrow. Mr. Wright, for our sakes, try not to upset the witness. Edgeworth's met his match. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. Powers, Steel Samurai, Hammer, Magistrate, and me. What exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Well, she was off moving backdrops and around and such, so she didn't see the run-through then. Trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes. I think he's supposed to be Steel Samurai, with a laugh. Powers sprained his ankle. Helped it make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better. I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. In the continued testimony, broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. Samurai spear, a murder weapon? Luckily, I was there to fix it with my duct tape. This is a significant detail. Write this down in court record. Sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad he couldn't walk around. Went to the dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. When I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. Think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Only one thing that bothers me, which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. Witness did see Steel Samurai, yes? And it's clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities. You have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see it's Mr. Will Powers. Fence has a point. Also wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Hammer. We also, we have to consider that possibility also. Oh, God. Allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Or the witness continue her testimony, please. No need to ask twice. Death was 2:30, true. Only person I saw was Powers, no one else. If they had, I would have seen them. Wow, how convincing. How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? Get honestly undetected, and then after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal told me everything. I'm too sure his fellow officers found his fondness of donuts. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody's suspicious looking. Alright. What about before you got to the station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. Then I walked the main gate and no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you certain? Witnesses answered the question. Anyone going into the studio would have to pass the witness. That's right. You let him have it, etchy boy. Etchy boy? Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? I have no idea what I'm supposed to present. God damn it. Wait, nobody's suspicious looking. Hold on. Look at this photograph. One more time. Photo taken by camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a photo. And here, I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. Also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. Very computer printed out this photo. Note on the back of the photo are the words, photo number 2. Even I know it means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? I knew that too. Issue is, it says photo number 2. Number 2. Computer only held data for 1 photo. Do you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, it's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1 but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for 1 photo. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. Watch your mouth, whippersnapper. Only person I saw that day was Will Powers. Camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain to this court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help. Huh? Believe me, I want to. But I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper. Something that matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please? Other person. Every day I finish on my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Go through the photos on the security computer and check them. Throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. I feel the same way as Edgeworth. It's the first I've ever heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny, I've just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Saying this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Another job? That's right, I checked all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I looked closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. You back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. Those computers are just so frustrating. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces for the most part. For the most part. Isn't this a murder trial, Miss Oldbag? Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Flowers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Well, who in the heck was in the photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. Boys hanging about. One was there that day. Whoa, wait a second. Did you say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Your own words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. Grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? Told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his types there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. Boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. Seemed it'd be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. And they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and prosecution to consider this new information. No forgetting vital information this time. Too bad it's not 12:08 right now. Mr. Powers? Yeah? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was in the Steel Samurai? suit in that photo. How should I know? The samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in it and taken it, really. You should take better care of that stuff. Can't imagine anyone would want to steal a samurai costume. So where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick? What are we going to do? First we play for more time. Start targeting someone else that could convincingly have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on spot. That's not very optimistic. Not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What's that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing's changed. The person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. Still no one else who could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant of Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your thoughts? Defense disagrees with prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order, interesting. What is here you have in mind, however? Beware, this court does not look kindly on accusing innocent. Accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Alright, great, as if their stakes aren't high enough. Powers. Assistant, the grade school boy. I wonder what it says if I were to press that button. Old bag. It was old bag. Who? The steel samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. Whoever was in the suit knew about Morning's injury. Maybe because they'd been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. Old bag. What in whippersnapper? Order. Is this true, Old Bag? Old Bag, that's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. She was in his costume. She'd point fingers at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't it usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. It's my move. Maybe now is my chance to take this the whole way. Give Granny a break. Very same reasoning that Mr. Powers is a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions that day. But why would I do something to so horrible to poor Hammer. Forget Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only in grade schooler, though, as you said. Second or third, was it? But that doesn't matter. He was that age. I could pin my old man in 10 seconds. Tops. Thoughts, Mr. Wright? Boy is not the killer. What? How could you be so sure? Or is it to be nice to kids and mean to elders? Day, whippersnapper. I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. Proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Well, the spear said it was heavy. Your Honor, murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag speechless. It's got to be a first. Very well. Court will suspend proceedings on current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about our witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. The prosecution will look further into this. Oldbag before we continue. That is all. Court is adjourned. Oh, wait a second. I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. This Oldbag, what's this about? You omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? I mean, it wasn't Edgeworth who told her? Holy crap, I'm running out of breath. 1 second. Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. Okay, that literally says they did it. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why'd you keep this from the court till now? Ain't you been listening? Told me to keep my mouth. They told me to shut my trap. I always do what I'm told. No, you don't. Oh, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. So you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Not to be hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. Who were these people? The director and the producer, for starters. The director. Should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Well, I was surprised that no one asked about it. So who were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning. for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2. There's Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. Go through the gate and all the way to the left. Path where the monkey's head had fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I already asked my questions, but... This is trial for murder. I know that's silly. They're pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. Got your bonus and still talk. Ask all the questions I have. Them? Who were these people? Well, the director, producer for starters, director, yada. Your Honor, we learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. Director and producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet we stand here and they have not been questioned. I hold it's impossible to declare a verdict on defendant Mr. Powers. Court acknowledges defense's point. Prosecution will gather more information about witness Miss Oldbag. And more information about these other people that have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. As the day of proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. Court's adjourned. "1:04 p.m. What's the deal with 04? Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Grin. Or should I sniff? I'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. I have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witness for certain. That's my chance to get material for cross-examination. So, Nick, we figured out just who that was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know, look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Power. Poor Old Windbag, I kind of felt sorry for her. Wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studio. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. To be continued. And this is where I end this for us. Hope you guys enjoyed.